station in particular for breaking them south of the Canadian border. And all weekend long, every band worth its salt was rolling out live tributes to Neil Peart, who died. Not just drummers. Those are your usual suspects. Your Dave Grohls and your Taylor Hawkins and everybody's behind it. Mike Portnoy, all these amazing drummers of these bands. Somebody had a funny tweet. They were like, every cover band in the country now is trying to figure out what the easiest Rush song is to play so that they can pay tribute to them.
Tough.
So obviously Tool did something. Danny Carey is an amazing drummer. Dream Theater, Styx, all pay. Todd Zuckerman has been playing drums for Styx for a long time, and he is amazing as well. So drummers of every stripe were throwing out their Neil Peart tributes over the weekend. He died on Tuesday. They didn't make it public. The whole thing was very kind of hush-hush. Mm-hmm. Only a close inner circle of his friends and extended family, because his nuclear family died before he did, knew that he had been dealing with brain cancer for a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
And when Rush finally decided to kind of unofficially call it quits about a year and a half ago, they attributed it to, later on, they would attribute it to the fact that Neil didn't feel like he was nailing everything, and the guy was such a perfectionist. They called him the professor, after all. That he's like, I don't want to go out there and give the fans any less than I have ever given them. And so that's kind of when the band kind of couched it under, we don't want to go on these long tours anymore. But it had as much to do with his health than anything else. So there are a lot of... Those guys went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013. It was one of those bands where people were like, why the hell did it take until 2013 for Rush to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? There are a handful of bands whose fans have been so vocal for so long about why their particular band is not in the Rock Hall. Kiss was another band when they finally got in. And for a long time, when bands feel slighted, they pretend like they don't care. Maybe they don't care. Kiss always said, we don't give a rat's ass about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When you finally get inducted, I think you take a bit more of a genial approach to it.
But the one guy in Rush, when they gave their speeches, he just said blah, 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 for his speech.
I think Alex Lifeson did that, right?
The inductees tonight. They are First Ladies of Rock and Roll and their backup man, Hart, Albert King, Randy Newman, Lou Adler, Quincy Jones, Public Enemy, the great Donna Summer. And from Toronto,
obviously people knew who they were talking about. The place goes crazy at the announcement of Rush then in 2013.
Oh, that was for Rush. That wasn't for...
Bare Naked Ladies?
Bare Naked Ladies.
Tragically Hip?
Yeah.
I read a...
1 week.
It's been... Did
you say you hate that song?
I like that song.
Okay, yeah, it's a great song. I don't ever want to hear it again.
Why?
Because it represents a time period that I don't need to go back to.
Was that your Philippines time period?
No, it was before that. But it's a really corny song.
Yeah.
And I'll sing along to it, but
you can't help it.
But if I don't hear it again, I will not be upset, is what I'm saying.
Bare Naked Ladies had a pretty good run on American radio in like the early aughts. Mm-hmm. With Pinch Me and 1 Week, Chinese chicken. Mm-hmm. People love
chicken
that crap.
China.
Yeah, all that crap. But I was reading a great article about. I'm a big Blondie fan too. Mm-hmm. And 1979, Rush was doing a show in Philadelphia, and their opening band canceled at the last minute. They needed a last-minute replacement for a show at the Spectrum in Philly. This is January of '79, almost 41 years to the day. And they grabbed Blondie, and Blondie was like a CBGB kind of dance punk band or whatever. And people who were into Rush, which is more on the prog side of rock and roll, were not into punk rock. They thought it was a bunch of people that didn't know how to play their instruments. And if you're not into people who don't know how to play their instruments, you're not going to a Rush show, right? You like the technicality of it. You like the musicianship of it. And Blondie essentially got booed off the stage. People were throwing crap at him. They walked off with middle fingers in the air and said, F you, Philadelphia, which ironically might have endeared them to those Philadelphia people at some point. That, because a lot of bands, they go, you know what, we'll get them back. Mm-hmm. We'll win them over.
Just wait. Just wait till you see what's coming.
We got a hot chick fronting this band. We'll win them over.
It's weird how people can't like more than one genre of music. Like I could watch Blondie and I could watch Rush and I could enjoy both.
No, I think some people are they're so stuck.
And especially
if you're playing, with those people.
Like, they're playing an opening set, so they're going to be on stage for maybe 30 minutes.
Right.
So, like, booing them seems, I don't know, just enjoy it for what it is.
Or don't listen. Like, you don't have to pay attention. Go smoke a cigarette. Go stand outside for a half hour. You don't need to be there for that. I don't know.
But I love the old black and white poster for this. Rush, special guest Blondie. Fantastic.
It'd be cool.
Here are the ticket prices for that show. $6.50 in advance. $7.50 day at the show.
When I worked at the Winking Lizard, we had old concert posters like that in all the bathrooms and stuff, and they were all like $4. Like, get the hell, and just the names on the posters. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, Kev.
Hey, how you doing?
Kev, what's going on?
Oh, not a lot. You guys were talking earlier about getting $10,000 in food at what was that? Chick-fil-A.
Oh, the girl, the girl in Canada. She won Popeyes gave her $10,000 worth of Popeyes. Yeah, because she missed the question on Family Feud.
Daggone, man, $10,000 of Popeyes. I could feed my family for a month.
Yeah, you could. You absolutely could. Yes. They beat nothing but Popeyes, Kev.
The middle class blue collar guy, only making 20, maybe 30 at best a year. $10,000 go a long way.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with you too. But these people on this show did not look like the kind of people that you're talking about.
But I'm sure they still appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Well, if they don't know the struggle, they ain't never going to learn it.
Let me see if I can point some of that your way, Kev.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you, pal. There's Kevin out in Norwalk. Speaking of the Rock Hall, by the way, they had the fan vote ended on Friday, and it didn't really change too much over the past couple of months. Each of the bands in the top 5 will get one ballot in the final assessment of who is going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So Pat Benatar, the Dave Matthews Band, the Doobie Brothers, Judas Priest, and Soundgarden were the top 5 bands in the fan vote.
Oh, no Whitney.
No Whitney Houston. She was firmly number 6. So if there had been any kind of movement whatsoever, she might have gotten up there. Early on, Pat Benatar was in the lead, and then the Dave Matthews Band leapfrogged her.
Said they didn't want to do it.
Well, they leapfrogged her pretty early in I think it was first couple days of voting. It was all over the place. But again, this is the kind of class, and I'm so happy that it's back in Cleveland this spring. It's May 2nd downtown here in Cleveland, is that no matter who they have for this, it's going to be a great class. This class of 2020 is going to be unparalleled in recent years, I think. I like the Doobies, Soundgarden, Judas Priest. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me?
And so it's going to be a lot of fun. Whitney Houston ended up with just shy of 600,000 fan votes. With the MC5 coming in dead last with 160,000 votes. That in itself is a goddamn travesty. But
who's the MC5?
You bite your tongue. The Motor City 5?
No. Are they from, like, where, Pittsburgh? Or...
Yeah, you know the Motor City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they make cars in Pittsburgh? Iron City, Motor City, same thing, right?
It is the same thing.
Yeah. Cars are made of iron.
That's right. Wayne Kramer, Fred Smith, not ringing a bell?
No.
Then Notorious B.I.G. was low in the fan vote. T-Rex, 9 Inch Nails. I'm really surprised at how, maybe it's just because of the competition in this class, but I really thought that 9 Inch Nails and Motorhead would have grabbed more of the fan vote. So we'll see what happens. Each one of those bands that got in the top 5 there for the fan vote will each get one vote.
How many do you need
in
to
the
win?
Remaining? Huh?
How many votes do you need to get in? 10?
8.
8?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm saying.
It's a big room, isn't it, Bill? A cigar smoke-filled room full of muckety-mucks who decide. Jan Wenner's not part of this anymore, I don't think. But
I think you need a lot of votes.
It's political, and fans cast a total of 8.2 million votes. Wow. Overall,
That actually does not seem like a ton.
8 million?
8 million, but
That's
these
the
are
entire city of New
These
York.
are for, I know, but these are for legendary bands.
You could have gone and voted every day for months.
Yeah.
So I think a
That's
lot of
8
people.
million votes or 8 million people?
8 million votes.
8 million votes. But even if it was 8 million people, I mean, that's over the course of a few months. It's not a huge
of
number.
them.
Well, it is, but it also.
But is the only way to vote online? Because what about people who don't have computers or don't mess with email?
Yeah, but I think those people are probably have bigger concerns than voting for who gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You know.
Yeah, you had to do it online. Yeah, there was no paper ballot that you could fill out. I would like Soundgarden
You don't know.
and the Motor City 5.
Yeah.
Get me a stamp, Helga.
Well, I don't know if you could like phone it in or something. I don't know.
What's the matter with Helga?
No absentee ballots. Or
No.
Send them into the Rock Hall.
But you don't like Helga?
He's on phone.
Oh, you don't like Helga. This guy's coming up with goofy names left and right.
Yeah.
Whip out a Helga. What's the matter with that? So Judas Priest issued a statement saying, thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. Dave Matthews Band. So
Because each of these bands has millions and millions of fans. So for there to only be 8 million votes.
Well, you know how hard it is to get people to engage with
engage.
anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it just seems like the Rock Hall's not getting word out to people that they can go and vote for their bands. I mean, I didn't vote for anybody.
you didn't?
No.
Oh, you lazy son of a gun, Bill.
Yep, I know.
This wasn't even paperwork. If they had paper ballots, I could see where you would have
I know.
told them to go scratch.
There was no John Mayer, Zach Brown Band, or Backstreet Boys, so I had no interest in voting. And I won't vote until one of those three is in there.
Who?
John Mayer, Zach Brown Band, or the Backstreet Boys. Alan.
Well, the third of those three are never going to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of
You
Fame.
don't know that.
2/3 of that.
Name me another boy band that's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And
Metallica.
Not the Platters. All right, I can't argue with that. They are a boy band. Now they're a man band.
They're boys in a band.
Yeah.
But they can still get in the museum, the actual museum.
Yeah, they could go take a tour of the museum.
No, I mean, like they have other artists in there that aren't in like the Rock Hall, but they're just in the museum.
No, they could
right?
have like an exhibit or whatever, yeah.
And what do you have to do to get an exhibit?
John Mayer could get in.
John Mayer could get in, but the rest couldn't.
Zach Brown Band, just because they just lean
They're
a
country.
little country.
They're very country.
There's already a country music. How much ground cover do you need for this hill rod music?
All right, first of all,
They've
relax.
already got a Country Music Hall of Fame. They've already got a huge award ceremony dedicated to it. How much acreage do you need for this plinky plink
Fine.
beer and pickup music?
Swap out Zach Brown Band for Ariana Grande then. And that's what I'll vote.
Zach Brown Band.
They're great.
No,
of
they
the
do a
country music bands, you actually might.
They do a
you might
couple of
enjoy
rock.
that
They
one.
do a couple of songs with rock people, and all of a sudden people are saying, "Put them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Put them in the Country Music Hall of Fame."
Or just ignore them altogether.
All
That's what I
right.
do. They're inconsequential.
To you,
Yeah, I know. So I ignore them.
listen.
They don't do it for
When
me.
Brian Regan gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I will vote every day.
Brian Regan in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Jack Black will get in before him.
I'd like to say,
I hate it. I would go in and vote against. If Jack Black and what's his Tenacious D.
Didn't they? God, I remember Kyle Gass being on stage when Rush got into the Hall of Fame. Tenacious D didn't induct them, did they?
No, I think what's his face did.
Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, but he's buddies with.
Who was Kyle
Tenacious
Gass
D.
on? I just have a vivid image of Kyle Gass being on stage with somebody at the Rock. Or maybe it was something else. I don't know.
I don't have any feelings towards him. But if Jack Black were to accidentally end up on a ballot, I would go in and vote every day for not him.
Okay. Alan Mary is a dumb bitch. It's blatantly obvious that NSYNC is going to get in before the Backstreet Boys.
Here we go with this again.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mary. I love you. I love that you're a fellow Berean, but you need to kick out the Jams, brothers and sisters. MC5 are one of the great bands. They are the bridge between the hippie movement and the punk movement. They're one of the best bands to come out of the Ann Arbor, Detroit area.
Mark, you and I are pissing in the wind on the MC5, evidently.
Yeah, I know, but maybe someday. I mean, it took years to get Rush in there. We'll just have to keep nominating MC5 again and again until the Hall of Fame people finally see some reason.
I guess. This isn't their first go-round, though, either, so I don't know.
and I guess it's not going to be their last.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. There's Mark.
Well,
Out there in
Man Crush
Berea.
5 out there.
Out there in Berea.
He's trying to use my hometown against me. Doesn't
Now,
make
how
your
is he
music
gonna,
any better.
How can he use your hometown against you? You were already written up, local girl done good over there in the Berea Gazette, whatever it's called.
The Berean?
The Berean, is that what it's called?
Yes.
All right.
How come they didn't write about me? I was born there.
You're not from Berea,
I lived there till I was 5 years old.
but you didn't grow up there.
That 5 years doesn't count.
Medina's not going to write about me.
I don't want.
I'm not a native of
saying.
Fort Lee, Virginia, Bill. I was born there.
Yeah, so they should write about
I'm
you.
not from there. You know, I mean, I guess I'm physically from there. That's where my
I
mother's
don't know how long
vagina
do you have
was.
to be
when
there. I was there until I was 5 years old.
Would you like me to give them your information?
I don't
Bill?
really care.
Okay,
But I
okay.
just like the semantics of it. What are how long do you have to be in a place to be from there?
18 years.
18 years, all 18 years. So I'm from nowhere because I never live in one place for
Yeah,
18
you little
years.
military brat. You little masonry brat. Just your family moving you around from
just
Mason
from
City.
Berea to Strongsville to Medina.
Yeah.
the global tour throughout Ohio.
You have no home.
Mm-hmm.
How's that feel, orphan?
Thank you, sir. I have another. Pardon me, sir.
So now,
Porridge,
did
my
you just kill my
porridge.
parents?
I'm originally from Berea. Please,
I live in Medina now.
Yeah.
Do I get my Medina eats?
No.
No.
Eats.
I went to Medina on Friday night to go to get some hot dogs with my
Drove
girlfriend.
all the way down to Medina for a hot dog?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Because we had a bet and I won.
What was the bet?
Just
I
a
bet we can
bet.
go to Medina for hot dogs.
Just a thing. Personal thing. Don't worry
No,
about
what
it.
was the bet? That they were good hot dogs?
No. That was the prize.
Oh.
And the prize was...
Hot dogs.
the winner got to pick where
What was
we
the
went
bet?
to eat.
It was something about a blowjob, I bet.
Hey, easy, dude.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I didn't even
God.
think about it. It just slipped out. I'm so sorry.
This ain't a podcast, man.
I realize. I'm sorry.
I got a life to lead here.
Whoops.
Calm down.
I just came out.
What was the bet?
What was the
The
bet?
bet was who would admit they had feelings for the other one first.
That was
Yeah.
from a while ago, wasn't it?
What is this?
Yeah,
Admit
that's
they
a-
had feelings.
I didn't want to talk. I was
What are you,
talking about-
16?
I'm trying to talk about hot dogs.
You were talking
You guys
about
want to
being
bring
from
up the
Medina.
bet? Yeah. I just like eating hot dogs.
God.
And then we
So how do you win that bet?
you don't share your feelings.
You just hold it in until the other person says,
Can't stand it anymore when they say it. Yeah.
say
Oh,
it.
I don't understand what happened there. And the prize for that was hot dogs?
Well, the prize was you get to pick where we're gonna go on a date and you get to pick where we're going. And I chose Dan's Dogs because I haven't been there in a long time. It's
That means that you won the bet?
Yeah.
And how did you win the bet?
didn't say it.
You didn't say
It.
it.
Yeah.
It, which means that it has been said.
Yeah.
Which was, what is it? I love you.
Yeah.
She told you that? Mm-hmm. Oh, you got to cut her loose, bro.
Why?
That's how
Cut
bad she
her
wanted a
loose.
hot
Why?
dog.
Why?
That's how bad she wanted a hot dog.
That makes me like her even more.
Oh, man. She's like, I got a great way to get these hot dogs, boy.
Wait, why would I cut her loose?
What?
Why?
Oh, you know why.
Why?
Come on. You don't need
It's
that.
been a year.
What's a rush?
A year is not. That's
Speak
a
for
fair
yourself,
amount of
son.
time. How
Yeah.
long was it before you said it?
Okay, I don't know.
2 days?
Longer than that.
Longer than a year before you told Gwen you loved her?
Yes.
Really?
What's the rush?
I don't know.
I didn't
But
think a year
seems like
was a
long
rush.
It
time.
took me 5.5 to propose.
Yeah, but still.
But still what?
My ex
That's
and I
on
said I love
track.
you after like 3.5 months. Maybe 4. Yeah.
Listen, bottom line is A, Bill, congratulations.
Thanks.
B, everybody's got to go their own speed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
got-
I'm saying.
and you got hot dogs out of it.
This is as slow as it's ever been for me.
You got hot dogs out of it.
So
That's the longest it's taken you to. Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's the same. I said 3.5 months.
yeah, I mean it's been about a year. So I think that's pretty good.
How long does it take you, Poundcake? You're
A
on.
month.
You're on more. What? Man, I thought you were gonna be on my side. I thought
A
you were
month.
more on my end of the spectrum.
But the thing is, I had nothing to base love off of. So I said I love you, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. I remember, like, my ex, we dated for a month.
Did you say it to both of your exes?
No, just
Just the second one?
the second one.
Did you say it to Rick Rufus Kroll? Is that why he bailed?
2020, and I still can't live that down.
Wait, 2020? You're never going to live that down. You thought a year would go by?
It wasn't
takes
a
me a year
year
to say I love you. It took me a hell of a lot longer to live down Rick Rufus
It's
Kroll.
been like 4 years.
Well,
since
then
that.
you should know by now.
Harry, you have no
You
idea
ain't
what's
never
going
gonna
on.
lose. You ain't never gonna live down Rick Rufus
And you'll
Kroll.
never know what's
And I
going
might
on.
have to consult Gwen because I don't think it's. You say how long? 2 years or 1 year? Before you
He said
I
it took longer than a year.
longer than a year. I want to confirm that with Gwen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no,
She'll tell you.
Normally, I would say it takes a lot longer, but I was sprung and I was like, ooh, someone actually tolerates my crap.
Did you know before you said it, though?
I don't know anything.
You knew you loved her before you said it.
Don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know any more than the average jamoke listening right now.
Jamoke.
Don't know anything. I gotta break. Hey, those Monsters tickets for you. It's MMS night on the 31st of this month. Handful of us are going to be out there at the Romo Fijo. Cleveland Rocks night with the Monsters. We got these really sweet special edition MMS Buzzard Monsters t-shirts, courtesy of CLE Clothing Company. First 10,000 fans will get one of those. And I'll have passes for you to join us for that game after the break. 35192 if you want to text.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 W.